just put in your mouth guard. That usually means we're not gonna, you know.
Oh.
How lucky can one guy be?
We can still pull around.
Really?
Let me just get my head around it.
Honey, it's fine.
Let me just sort of...
Yeah.
I love you.
My wife and I are on a date. We were hoping to get here earlier, actually get a table.
You didn't quite make it, did you?
We'll be standing over there.
Okay, I've already forgotten about you.
All right.
Triple horn? Party of two? Maybe we should go someplace else.
I want tonight to be different.
Triple horn.
Us. What are you doing? We are the Triple Horns.
Great.
Excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Triplehorn. Get up. Now.
Honey,
Get up.
now.
Did you really think you could steal from Joe Miletto?
This is just a big misunderstanding. We are Phil and Claire Foster. Hey, God! No, he turned it sideways. Kill shot! That's a kill shot! We are going to die!
I don't want the kids to live with your mother! She's awful! I think I know someone who could help.
Can't believe out of hundreds of clients, you remember this one guy.
Well, I've always been good with names and faces.
Claire Foster. Hey, man.
I do private security, dealing with rogue governments, black ops.
You are good with your instruments.
This is the NYPD.
Oh my God, that's them. Intersection! Honey, move your ass!
We're gonna find the Triple Horns.
What are you doing here?
We didn't have a reservation, so we took yours, and now they think that we're you.
You just took our reservation?
What kind of people are you?
Not a big deal.
They had no idea who they were dealing with.
Lorber.
Honey, I'm gonna get whacked off. What are you smiling about?
No, we might get bumped off. We're not going to get whacked off.
I think we are.
Hello and welcome to Time About the Movies. We're taking a look at the one film released on April 9th, 2010. And because there's only one movie, no fancy intro in the beginning, we're just going to go ahead and jump right on into it. We're going to talk about the big new release of the weekend, which was Date Night. A movie that answers the question, what if Michael Scott and Liz Lemon were married and had the names of one of the families on Modern Family? I'm not even kidding. Phil and Claire are literally the same names as the Julie Bowen and Ty Burrell on Modern Family. I mean, they're literally the same names, Phil and Claire, which I don't know if that was a coincidence or not, but then again, Modern Family was just premiering around this time, and it was owned by 20th Century Fox, so I'm not saying that's a possibility, I'm just saying what I'm seeing here. But anyway, Steve Carell and Tina Fey, they star as a suburban couple whose attempt to reignite their marriage with a night out in New York City leads to a case of mistaken identity, an escalating series of comedic and dangerous encounters, including the stuff you see in the trailer where they're mistaken for this couple that doesn't show up. They basically think that if they just take they don't show up, so let's go ahead and just take their names in general, not knowing that they're actually part of a huge conspiracy. So imagine the Seinfeld episode where Jerry and George take the limo from the airport, and they have no idea where they're going, and they think they're going to the Knicks game to see Michael Jordan play against the Bulls play against the Knicks, only to realize that the person that they're pretending to be is, I think, he was like an anti-Semite or something like that. It was part of the Nazi party or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was something like that in the episode, but it's been a while since I've seen it. But kind of that similar setup here, which, yeah, that is the biggest flaw of the movie, is that the plot is kind of all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here where there's nothing really all that clever in the story department. It's basically, if you took that Seinfeld episode I mentioned and mixed it with a little bit of Adventures in Babysitting, except Adventures in Babysitting is a lot more enjoyable than something like this movie is, which it isn't a bad movie. It's a good movie, and it works because the leads are really good. I mean, it's Steve Carell and Tina Fey. I mean, these two, they work off each other so well. You can buy them as a couple, and like I said, they were two parts of the NBC schedule at the time, which was one of the best schedules they had at that point. And, you know, Community, Parks and Recreation, The Office, 30 Rock, I mean, of course they're going to be great together in this movie. And they do work very well here. And the casting overall here is really good. You have a lot of notable names in here. You see a little bit of it in the trailer there. You see Mark Wahlberg, you see Common, you see Jimmy Simpson from Paul Blart Mall Cop. Was it him or Kira Donna? They're both they both look alike. Okay, it's not the same person, but like I said, he and Kira O'Donnell really do look alike. But Jimmy Simpson, Bill Fichtner, Leighton Meester, Taraji P. Henson, like I said, Mark Wahlberg, J.D. Smoove, Kristen Wiig, Mark Ruffalo, James Franco and Mila Kunis, Bill Burr, Nick Kroll, Olivia Munn, Gal Gadot, John Barenthal and Ari Grainer, will.i.am. You have Ray Liotta, who has an uncredited cameo in here. I mean, there is a big cast in this movie, and the big cast in here, I think, really does carry the movie overall and makes it an enjoyable movie on that front there. Yes, the movie could have been a whole lot better had the script been a whole lot better. Hell, if Tina Fey had a chance at writing the script of this, I think she could have made this a lot better. But the writer they have here is Josh Klausner. Josh Klausner would later write, I think, a much better movie in general, with Shrek Forever After, that came out not too long after this. But he hasn't really done anything of true noteworthiness in general. I mean, he did this movie, and then he just kind of left to the side there. But then again, he's married to a Texas oil heiress named Hyatt Bass and a novelist, so he's living the good life right now. So what am I supposed to take away from him? But I think what carries it is Shawn Levy. Shawn Levy is a very solid director who, kind of like with Peter Siegel and Adam Shankman, can make movies that are very generic overall, but he has that charm that can make a movie entertaining regardless of how formulaic it is. I mean, this is the guy that did the Night at the Museum movies. He did The Cheaper by the Dozen. He did the Pink Panther, the Steve Martin movie. He did, what else did he do of late? Well, now he's more known for his work with Ryan Reynolds. I mean, this is a guy that did Free Guy, The Atom Project, Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, he's usually a director that can very rarely do no wrong. I mean, the one thing that he did that I think kind of sucked overall was The Internship, but as I said before, that movie failed mostly because a bad plot overall, and not even Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson could save it, because the whole movie was basically just like, old guys don't know how the internet works. They have to go work for Google. It's just like, that's literally the entire movie, and it just doesn't work. But Shawn Levy is a guy that, more times than not, can take a formulaic script and make it work. I mean, he did this very early on in the beginning of his career with stuff like Big Fat Liar and Just Married. I mean, the guy is a competent director, and he certainly has gotten a lot better over time, and definitely is somebody that you could trust more now than ever, but he very rarely misses the mark. That one time with the Internship was the one blemish on his record, but this is overall a really good movie. It's a formulaic story. I feel like it could have been done a whole lot better, but it works because everybody in the cast is game for this. They work their butts off, and it just works very well. It works for what it is. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too amazing, but like I said, it works for what it is. Date night, an overall really enjoyable film. So like I said, not much more to take a look at with this particular episode. That's going to wrap this up. But next time we meet, we do have 4 movies to look at, including Matthew Vaughn's latest film, director of Layer Cake, Kick-Ass, which features Aaron Taylor Johnson. I almost said Aaron Edgerton, but no, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Nicolas Cage, I almost said another name wrong, Mark Strong, and Chloe Grace Moretz in a really good adaptation of the Mark Millar graphic novel. We also have the American remake of Death and a Funeral, which features Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Zoe Saldana, Luke Wilson, and Peter Dinklage among its cast. We also have The Joneses, which is basically just The Riches, if you remember that show, blown up for the big screen, except replace Eddie Izzard and Minnie Driver with Demi Moore and David Duchovny. Does it work overall? We'll talk more about that next time around, but we also have Banksy's Exit Through the Gift Shop. So 4 films overall to take a look at next time around, and we'll do that here on the next episode, so definitely be on the lookout for that tomorrow. But with all that said, though, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button. And also, don't forget to check out our playlist as well as the previous episodes. So, with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.